Okay, Anselm. This is a interesting documentary that's in 3D. In this film, the filmmaker explores the named artist who does sculpture, other visual, unusual display pieces, and besides showing his current work, which he lives among, he has a huge property with huge warehouses, different displays scattered about. It lends itself very well to 3D. Now this was shot in 6K, and that all that wasn't compressed into a 16:9 aspect ratio. It's a taller aspect ratio, and the Blu-ray preserves this, and it has the pillar boxing on the side. And of course it's obviously downgraded to 1080p. They'll hopefully release it in an Ultra HD format at some point, maybe Apple Vision Pro, but more preferably if home media ever catches up. But regardless, coming from that great source, it's very sharp, crisp visuals. And oddly enough, the Blu-ray says the aspect ratio is 1.85 to 1. I'm not sure why it says that. That would be slight black bars on the top and bottom and closer to 16:9, but no, this is a taller aspect ratio. The opening shots will hook you. If you like 3D, you'll be mesmerized by these outdoor shots, and you can tell immediately that it's native 3D, not converted. Whether it's the sunlight shining through the tree branches, which happens in one eye first, as it does in nature, or shimmering of collected water or reflections that happen differently in each eye. The movie's running time is 93 minutes, and it makes good use of that for the 3D. Instead of just flipping between shots before you can process it, it lingers. It might seem excessive in the 2D version, but in the 3D version it's much appreciated. There are also some artistic cutouts which transition from real life art pieces, and but most of the 3D is just good old live action filmed in native 3D, and it's not just modern day footage, it's also reenactments from throughout his life, from boyhood onward. Well thought out shots that lend themselves well to 3D, whether they're enclosed rooms with angles or lots of striking shots that just linger. My favorite are the outdoor nature shots, which are absolutely beautiful, especially the ones in winter. And later on in the movie, other new locales and effects are tried as well. Like I said, most of the 3D content is just filmed that way natively, and when it comes to 2D content being worked in, like archival footage, sometimes interesting things are done with it, like old footage being played, superimposed with live action current 3D footage, and that gives a nice depth to it. It doesn't just quickly blend or use a dissolve transition, it just stays there, so you see both at the same time. But as for completely flat shots, like old 8mm film or flat paintings or old television footage, they didn't really do a lot to convert these into 3D. They just left them flat as is. A lot of the time they just pushed those back a little bit into the screen. Or at least when it was shown on a fake TV, they would have the scene surrounding it would be in 3D, and the picture itself would have sort of a bubble shape, as if it was on an old rounded CRT television. However, a few old photographs were post-converted into 3D, but there's nothing to write home about. They were very quickie conversions, I would say almost sloppy, especially for a movie. Very like paper cutout and inaccurate depth. I mean, most people won't notice, but it wasn't the best conversions for the few photographs that they did bother to convert. And there was a couple of glitches throughout the film in the encoding. Like one time the bottom half of the screen just goes flat while the top is 3D. It's kind of strange. And another one with just like a line of pixels throughout. No physical damage to the disc. I don't know, just guess something when they authored it. Not sure. Not a huge deal. So again, by and large, this is definitely worth a watch for 3D fans. Whether it's worth a rewatch or not, personally for me, no. But I'm glad I did see it once. It was a enjoyable 3D experience. It's a nice collectible looking 2-disc set with the special case that has more room for the taller artwork. A clear case with the booklet on the inside. 2 discs. Not sure why it had to be 2 discs. They could have saved money there. It's the same content. One's 3D, one's 2D. It could have been backwards compatible, so not sure why they bothered to do that, especially for a release that they're selling at such a low price point. Probably not the smartest thing to do on their part, but I mean, no loss for the customer. But yeah, oh well. So currently this is available marked down to $15 on Amazon, so if you like 3D visuals, this is a treat throughout. See you next time.